Fact Friday. So Fun Fact Fridays are always so weird, interesting, and just everything in between. We just teach you about things that you didn't know. Maybe you did know, but some of the things are really, really, really interesting. So for a Fun Fact Friday, the first fun fact of the day is almonds are a member of the peach family. Did you also know Maine is the only state that has only one syllable name? Interesting. Did you also know there are only four words in the English language which ends in dos, which is tremendous, horrendous, stupendous, and hazardous? I didn't know that. Did you also know that Los Angeles' full name is El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora La Reina de Los Angeles de Porciuncula? Oh, that is kind of a lot of a word. So, did you also know that a cat has 32 muscles in each ear? I didn't know that. Did you also know that an ostrich eye is bigger than its brain? So interesting. Did you also know that tigers have striped skin, not just striped fur? Mm. Did you also know that in many advertisements, the time displayed on a watch is 10 past 10? I didn't know that. This is all new to me. Did you also know the characters Bart and Ernie on Sesame Street were named after Bart the cop and Ernie the taxi driver in Frank Copper's It's a Wonderful Life? Interesting. Did you also know that a town has 118 ridges around the edge? Did you know that the giant squid has the largest eye in the world? So interesting. Did you also know that most people fall asleep in 7 minutes? Did you know that, Babalwa? No, you didn't. Did you also know that stewardess is the longest word that is typed with only the left hand? This is so interesting. I'm very, very slow when it comes to typing. So I wouldn't really, really know any of these fun facts. It's so interesting because you learn something new every day. There are some things that I also didn't know that I always learn here at Fun Fact Friday. This is a very, very, very nice feature where I get to just learn. I learn a lot. I really, really do. Did you also know, just like the human tongue, just like a finger has a unique toothprint, the nose, in fact, it can remember about 50,000 different scents. Do you also know, in the time it took for you to read this sentence, around 50,000 cells in your body died and replaced by new ones? Interesting. Did you also know that when you blush, the lining of your stomach also turns red? Did you also know teeth are the only part of the human body that lacks the capability, to heal itself? The surface area of both lungs is roughly the same size as a tennis court. But at the age of 60, most people lose half of their taste buds. People get goosebumps on their faces too. Did you also know that? Girls have more taste buds than boys, which is so interesting. This is still on at the move, your favorite afternoon drive show. This is our Friday edition where we are in large, we are live, and we are so much in here with you guys. So what to expect on the show still, we have our trailblazer, we have our social media shoutouts, we have our anti-cover story, our trending topics, today in history, our com talk, our why, and we're obviously gonna end it with chill on top. We always end it with chill on top. That is where we leave you absolutely energized and we give you something that will help you carry on with the day. But for now, we're going to go straight into our double play and then we're going to come back with the horoscope of the day. Let's go to that double play.
Hello, what's up? Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Got that dope hoodie. I wanted to get that thing for that party, dog.
Okay, wait.
I just bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up. I just bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up.
Big bank, take low bank. Had to make the bank bigger, man. Now the lifestyle wavy. They hate cause they lazy. Drip drop all over the block. Like a faucet, down on my socks. I think way out the box. Fashion, never lose the plot. Do-rag, on, shaves, low, ice. We working our own. No stylist at home. Way out of your league. Way out of your zone.
I just bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up. I just bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up. Sippin' on lean, I'm lit. Look at your girl, she thick. Look at your girl, she fit. Give it a D and kids. Look at my drip, I drip. You gotta dip, you wet. You cannot do what I do. I just be dripping like flute. Like whoa. When I pull up, it's a movie. Cruising with my J's. You ain't got the cheese. You ain't got the steez. I'm blessed. Sipping on whatever, ain't nobody really
I just
stressed.
bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up. I just bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up. I just bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up. I just bought my jeans, bought my shirt. Man, I'm looking fly. Chains on my neck, and they call me a skirt boy. Cause they can't keep up.
Double play.
I
I testify official energy. Taras. And that was I testify official music, and before that it was Screw Screw Bird, Chummy Chan, Screw Screw Bird. One of our favorite gems here on iLOVEmelville.LIVE. This is still your favorite afternoon drive show. The name of the show is, of course, called On the Move, hashtag OTM, where we take you from Melville to your world. The time right now is exactly 40. I don't know, you guys, you won't believe what the typical pictures are doing. Anyways, it's a joke. The time right now it's 14:50 on the dot, and this is still your favorite afternoon drive show. This is our Friday edition, our last installment of the week, sorry. But for now, we're gonna go straight into our horoscope of the day. Since I'm doing the show solo today, I'm gonna do my Gemini and I'm gonna do Pisces. You know, for my fellow co-host who's not well. So if you're a Gemini, listen up, my fellow Geminis. Go for the literal goals today, dear Gemini. As the moon aligns with manifesting Mars in your financial zone, put some extra muscle in your hustle and your efforts could quite literally pay off. Why not do it? Play it safe or won't down your ideas in the masses. People may try to turn your vision, but stay true to your basic concept. The out-of-the-box aspect of this endeavor are the very things that will make it stand out in the marketplace. Have an important presentation to make? Mars can bring out your fiery side, dear Gemini, so make sure you're not overly assertive in your pitch. Warm them up with some charming antidotes, something every Gemini has a storehouse of. Oh, I love the last part. It says, warm them up with some charming personal antidotes, something every Gemini has a storehouse of. And if you're a Pisces, listen up, my Pisces. Your charisma levels are through the roof today as the moon lingers you in your undead fifth house and dances into a flowing alignment with fiery Mars and Pisces. Ride this wave of unstoppable swagger. Your powers of persuasion are supercharged, making it too easy to seduce your lone crush or push that offers VIP on your next big idea. Not sure what strategy would be most effective in a presentation? There's only one magic word: passion. If you can convey what this mission means so much to you, people will be claiming to get on board. Your enthusiasm is absolutely contagious. Your enthusiasm is contagious today, my Pisces. Oh my goodness, I love this. And I'm going to read another version if you're a Pisces. Also, please listen up. Don't slip in for the save just yet. Go over the facts and figures to make sure you have a reliable intel, even if it takes a little extra time. It's worth to cross your T's and dot your I's. The moon is hovering in Leo, and the sixth house of typical details, nudging you to do your due diligence and handle everything in the proper order rather than taking shortcuts. Note to Pisces, a good research does not count as thorough investigation. It's a starting point. Look for primary sources, then read them. Once the moon lands in your interpersonal zone in the evening, you'll be ready to reach out to someone and report your findings. And if you're a Gemini, just like myself, I am going to read this last bit for you Geminis. If the beginning of the week to-do list includes calls to make, emails to send, paperwork to tackle, and colleagues to realize with, you're in luck. The moon spends most of the day in Leo, and your third house of communication, so your mood could match up with your responsibilities. Take advantage by focusing on duties that involve connecting with others. After all that interaction, opt for a chill night in the comfort of your home, especially when Luna is darkening in a domestic farmhouse in the evening. No guilt if you want to silence your phone and listen to music instead of more conversation. And that is it, my dear Geminis, for the horoscope of the day. And of course, you Pisces. I love horoscope for today because I feel like everything just makes sense. I can actually relate to everything as a Gemini myself. I can relate to absolutely everything that I just read today. This is On at the Move, hashtag OTM. Well, of course, we take you from Melville to your world. Remember, we are on every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. We take you home wherever you're going. Maybe you're sitting in your car, you're doing nothing. We keep you entertained. We keep you on the loop about everything that is happening in and around South Africa. And we thank you so much for choosing us. There could be a lot of things that you could be doing, but you chose to be with us. And we really appreciate everything that you are doing for us. But for now, the time is exactly 13:56 on the dot. I believe we're going to go straight into a song, just one song, and soon after that, Khateb Ntokozo is going to follow with the news.
Ngawe mini nobusuku injongo zami zinhle njengawe ithemba lami lingangolwandle ngaphandle kwalo akho kwathando yababona mna amajita bethi kwelo iyasina awufanto ubona mna uyasibona Nasi ziyaqinisa mani shoti yachilima ngwele ngami kandile sibanga mathesa ndiyabulela ke njajaboya phakathi enhlizweni yami ulotshiwe sithando Lompelo ubambolwami phakathi enhlizweni yami ninethemba sithando sami lompelo ubambolwakho subayeke bathethe abasuba ndizipha njani ngawe lami wami yababona bethetha mna abasuba intoni lothando khalwe ngayo la 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 bethetha mna abasuba intoni lothando lukhalwe ngayo phakathi enhlizweni yam kulotshiwe isithando sam uyilo mpela ubambo lwami phakathi enhlizweni yam linethemba sithando sam uyilo mpela ubambo lwakho suba yeke bathethe abasuba ndisifa njani ngawe lami wami yababona bethetha mna abasuba intoni lothando lukhandwe ngayo suba yeke bathethe abasuba ndisifa njani ngawe lami wami yababona bethetha mna abasuba intoni lothando lukhandwe ngayo
At top of the hour, time for news on iLOVEmelville.LIVE. It's top of the hour. Time for news on iLOVEmelville.LIVE.
Thank you so much, Khateb and Togoza. As always, you're doing such a stellar job. Right now, it's time for one of my favorite things to do right here on the show, which is Today in History. That is where we literally teach you guys of what happened years ago today. I also learn a lot on the speech as well, because there are some of the things that I don't know that I learn here. So, do you know that today, back in 1846, U.S. declaration of war on Mexico is approved. Tensions between Mexico and the United States, stemming from the U.S. annexation of Texas in 1845, led by the U.S. Congress on this day in 1846 to approve overwhelmingly a declaration of war against Mexico. Did you also know today in 2019, American singer and actress Doris Day, whose performance in the musicals of the 1950s and sex comedies of the early 1960s made her leading Hollywood star, died at age 93. Do you also know that today in 1981, Pope John II survived an assassination attempt in St. Peter's Square, Vatican City, in which he was shot and seriously wounded by Mehmet Ali Anga, a Turkish national. Do you also know that today in 1964, American actor and comedian Stephen Colbert, best known as the role of Colbert Report, an ironic send-off of television news programs and the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, was born? Did you also know today in 1960, a Swiss expedition led by the Max Ellison reached a summit of Dalgaragi in the Himalayas? Did you also know that today in 1950, American musician Stevie Wonder, a child prodigy who developed into one of the most creative musical figures of the late 20th century, was born in Sycamore, Michigan? Did you also know that today in 1941, American singer and songwriter Richie Valens, who was the first Latino rock and roll star, was born in Pacoima, in California? Did you also know that today in 1940, British politician Winston Churchill faced the House of Commons for the first time as the Prime Minister and told the members that, and I quote, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat"? Very interesting. Did you also know that today in 1917, three children, Lucia dos Santos and cousins Francois and Jadina Mato, reported seeing the Virgin Mary near Fatima in Portugal? This is so interesting. And second last one, do you also know today in 1871, with the law of guarantees in the Italian government attempt to settle the question of its relation with the Pope who had been deprived of his lands in the process of Italian national identification. And lastly, today in 1637, according to tradition, Francis Canadian Richter invented what we know today as the pail knife. He reportedly had the tips around it to thwart dinner companies from using knives to pick their teeth. And that is it for today in history. Remember, if you have anything, any comments, or maybe want to add on our today in history feature, there is, just hit the comment button if you're watching us live on iLOVEmelville.LIVE. If you're also watching us on TikTok, we'll gladly read your comments. Comment. And if you want to dedicate any song to a loved ones, just maybe a shout out to the people that you love, your parents, anything at all. We are here to read your comments out loud and make you feel so special because we appreciate you. We appreciate that you're watching us. There could be a lot of things that you could be doing at this hour, but you chose to be with us here on iLOVEmelville.LIVE, and we really appreciate that. This is still On The Move, hashtag OTM. Of course, I'm running solo today. This is our Friday edition of the show, our last installment for the week. Remember, we are live every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 2 p.m. rather to 5 p.m. And we thank you so much for choosing us. The time is exactly 15:13 on the dot here on The Move, and we're gonna go straight to our double play, and we're gonna come back with my fabulosity. Let's go to the double play now.
Issue. Zaki said you should bet your life. That was one of the best advice. People always have to say what to do. They forget we don't wear the same shoes. I'm taking control. Please don't get involved. Wanna be the greatest of them all. That was one of the best advice. People always have to say what to do. They forget we don't wear the same shoes. I'm taking control.
What are you doing?
Please don't get involved.
Guys, this is unacceptable. Where's you? I'm not a snitch. You're not a snitch. Tell me I'm sitting in my office when you get there.
Be the greatest of them all. The stumble is not to fall. Utanungele luba manditini konja. Adisuvanga we. Sugu na semini ngu. Adisuvanga we. Utanungele luba manditini konja. Adisuvanga we. Sugu na semini ngu. Adisuvanga we. Utanungele luba manditini konja. Adisuvanga we. Sugu na semini ngu. Adisuvanga we. Utanungele luba manditini konja. Adisuvanga we. Sugu na semini ngu. Adisuvanga we. Adisuvanga we. Adisuvanga we. Sugu na semini ngu. Adisuvanga we. Adisuvanga we. Adisuvanga we. Sugu na semini ngu. Adisuvanga we.
what's inside.
Well, let me show you a little bit of my own world. I think telepathy got the best of both of our worlds. 'Cause I feel so damn alive, as though life has just been breathed into my body. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air.
I can't deny myself joy ever since I met you. I can't deny myself the good time since you came around. I can't deny myself joy ever since I met you. I can't deny myself the good time since you came around.
'Cause I feel so damn alive. Oh.
Though life has just been breathed into my body. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air. You, and now I feel like I'm walking on air. I found you. I found you. I found
You,
I found you. No more worries, skies are blue now. I'm on cloud nine. No more worries, skies are blue now. I'm on cloud nine. No more worries, skies are blue now. I'm on cloud nine. No more worries, skies are blue now. I'm on cloud nine.
And we just played you with a double play. The first song was Levi the Craftsman with Anduzo Vangawa, and the second one was Mr. Mo featuring Echo 21 and Matabo with Found You, one of my favorite drums here on the station. We played you loudly and proudly South African music. And right now it's time for one of my favorite features here on the show. It's called Trending News. So whatever is trending there on the street, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere, anything that is trending, we are gonna hear it about here live on iLOVEmelville.LIVE. So the first story is Bonang Mateba's net worth in 2022. Is Bonang Mateba the richest woman in Zanzi or what? The beautiful and multi-talented Bonang Mateba is currently one of the richest female celebrities in South Africa with an actual impressive net worth. Bonang Mateba, also known as the Queen Bee, has accumulated her net worth through her successful career in the media industry that began 2 decades ago. She has been able to dominate all sectors of the media industry, proving just how talented she is. So as of 2022, Bonang Mateba's net worth is estimated by Forbes to be around $7 million, which is obviously equivalent to about 100 million rands. The net worth is usually calculated by subtracting one's liabilities from their assets. So you may ask, how did Bonang Mateba earn her money? Bonang Mateba primary source of wealth is a successful career in the media industry, of course. She has also earned a substantial amount of money from her businesses. So Bonang Mateba began her career in TV when she was just 15 years old in 2002 on a show called Manhattan Fantasy Challenge. And since then, she never looked back since. Since 2002, she has hosted numerous shows both here in South Africa and international, including the MTV Africa Music Awards in 2016 and the Miss South Africa pageant in 2018, among others. So between 2009 and 2014, Bonang hosted a weekend show on YFM called the Beehive, which of course was a huge success. After leaving YFM, she moved to Metro FM, where she was acted as a radio presenter before earning a spot as a host for the front row, where she enjoyed success until her resignation. She also has a film career for that. So besides being a TV and radio star, Bonang Mateba also had a mark in the film and TV industry. We know that in 2019, she had a very own YouTube documentary which was called Ben Bonang, obviously, and she has a lot of endorsement deals. As one of most influential personalities in South Africa, Bonang is one of the mostly high-regarded ambassadors by big brands. Obviously, some of the international brands she has presented over the years include Revlon, Ciroc, Ipanema, Scandal, Samsung South Africa, BIC Razors, just to name a few. Her partnership with these brands has earned her millions, and it has helped build the Bonang Mateba brand. And that is not only that, in 2017, she started a production company called Bonang Mateba Entertainment, which produces her own reality show called Ben Bonang. And her most recent business venture was in the luxury beverage industry, where she started House of B&G in 2019. We can confidently say that her sharp business mind has helped her boost Bonang Mateba's brand. So, with a net worth of more than $7 billion to her name, Bonang Mateba can afford some of the largest toys in the world. As she does, here are some of Bonang Mateba cars that she owns. She owns a Mercedes Benz Maybach, Mercedes CLA 45 AMG. She also owns Mercedes Benz G Wagon. She also owns BMW iE, and she has a house in Sandton, of course. Although Bonang currently lives in New York in USA, she also owns a house here in South Africa, which is a exquisite 3-bedroom house, is in Waterfall Country Estate in Midrand. Some of the cool features in the house include swimming pool, a garden, a house, a patio. It's in 2020, the house was valued at absolutely 6 million rands. So that's just a small fraction of Bonang Mateba's net worth. So we believe that she is literally one of the richest celebrities in Mzansi, and of course, the future looks so bright for Bonang Mateba. And I'm gonna come back and talk at the post through with some of your trending topics of the day. And that is it. I love Bonang Mateba, which with the strive that she's made in the industry. We know I got to love her when she was presenting a show called Live on SABC One. That's where most of us fell in love with her. We know she was so lovely, she was so vibrant, she was full of life, and we knew that Bonang was destined for success. She really is. She's a star right now. She's currently residing in the USA, in America, pursuing a career in the media space, and we know also that venture, she will come out victorious as well. So we say kudos to you, Bonang Mateba, for just inspiring us, inspiring the nation, and also inspiring some of us who are looking to just have a career in the media industry. So we really appreciate you, your girl B. So yeah, kudos to you, Bonang Mateba. Skumba Hlope and Tata Maweng back and Zanzi Magic hosting gig. I will, of course, tell you all about that when I come back from the traffic report. Tabang Ralihoko. Go.
It's top of the hour. Time for news on iLOVEmelville.LIVE.
We don't really have forever. The time is now. Never say never. We don't really have forever. Never say never. Never say never. We don't really have forever. The time is now. Never say never. Dying to live. We are living to die. Do what you love, even when you cry. Love what you do. It's good for me. It's good for you. We don't really have forever and ever. The time is now. Never say never. We don't really have forever and ever. It could happen to you. Dreams come true. It could happen to you. Dreams come true. We don't really have forever. The time is now. Never say never.
And very much live, we're in charge, and it's still your favorite afternoon drive show on the move. Hashtag OTM. Well, of course, we take you from Melville to your world. The time right now is exactly 15:35 on the dot, and it is our Friday edition of the show, our last edition for the week. Remember to catch us. We are very much live every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. We really appreciate you guys to be here because there are a lot of things that you could be watching, but you chose to be with us, and we really appreciate that. So I'm going to continue with our trending topics. So I'm all about the juice, I'm all about the spice, I'm all about everything in between, everything that has juice and spice in it. I'm definitely there. So the next story is Latino comes under fire for lying about Patel. So she finally reveals who Patel is. So if you're like me, you've been watching the Real Housewives of Durban, you know who exactly I'm talking about. So the new Housewives of Durban star Nokangisho Lakongo has come under fire for lying about Patel on the second season of the hit Showmax reality show, The Real Housewives of Durban. There was a great deal of interest in Lakongo's love life throughout the whole season after viewers learned of a mysterious man called Patel. The reality show star even boasted about him and that he owns a yacht. This came after Patel delivered flowers to her, so viewers were under the impression that Patel was a very wealthy man, but not until Jojo Robinson dropped a bombshell that shook the entire South Africa. So according to Jojo, Patel doesn't own a yacht. He is not as rich as Lakonya said. Today, the second part of the highly anticipated reunion of the Real Housewives of Durban Season 2 finally aired on the streaming platform, and it had viewers on the edge of their seats. Lakonya finally came out about Patel when asked by Donovan whether Patel exists or he doesn't. This season, many people have suspected that Patel does not even exist. So, oh my word. So, when he was asked about that, so he said he is living very well in flesh and in blood. He's alive, so he's definitely a guy that I met and liked, like Tony said. She said Patel is her bestie in inverted commas. So I can call it a bestie, she continued. When Donovan asked if he's a friend of Lakongo, then he said the season viewers were flown, shown a beautiful mansion Lakongo filmed in during the second and third episode of the show. Lakongo claimed it was a place, but it turned out she hired it for film there. Oh my god. You guys knew exactly I cannot film in a space. I did say that I'm a tenant because I don't own a title deed, she said. He had never said he owned, she said. Trip slammed Lakongo for not being honest this season and in a series of tweets. So at the royal M.3 said, I personally love Lakongo's personality and the way she chooses to live publicly. I mean, she is the most intelligent person in the group. However, I don't think she would mention Patel to be rich and own a yacht when he really wasn't. And at Telilube Zizikazi on Twitter said, Jojo, it came to my attention that Patel does not even own a yacht. Lakongo, I understand that. I understand what says. You lied, Vuma. Hashtag the Real Housewives of Durban. And at Sanele _Nyati said, why did she bring the Patel storyline to the show if she didn't want to anyone to talk about it? I can understand the issues with a baby daddy, but with the Patel one, it's really unnecessary. And at Nosisa _Zulu said, not saying Lassie didn't lie about Patel having a yacht. However, has anyone ever considered that maybe, just maybe, Patel lied to her just to score points for himself? Interesting. And at the manager, Lipilo said, I just feel Lassie is the type of woman that lies to fit in with a certain group of people. If she didn't want to talk about Patel, she would have not mentioned it to the ladies. But because she's that type, hashtag the Real Housewives of Durban. So last week, like trended after Trips praised Makumalo Mselegu for mopping the floor with her. Tabula finally confronted her after throwing shade at her during her diaries and being mean towards her. So she said, "Until this day, I don't remember being cold to her. I remember the way I felt like she lied to herself until she believed it in her own lies. Her thinking that is the bridge we needed to cross. Honestly, she took it too far. I really think she was trying to cover whatever attitude she comes to me because she has been insulting me. She has been showing me that she hates me. As a result, I was very surprised and shocked when I saw her offering a hug. I was like, I have never seen this type of devil on earth, she added. This is a lot drama. We know that the Real Housewives of Durban came to an end last weekend with a whopping 13 episodes. I, for one, I'm not going to say I watched the entire season, but I'm definitely going to catch it on Showmax because I know it's showing on Showmax as we speak right now. But if you do want to watch it, you can actually catch it later on. Like I will catch it later on and I'll come back to you guys and tell you what I think of it. And speaking of the Real Housewives of Durban, a big congratulations to Nonku Williams. So Nonku Williams is also part of the Real Housewives of Johannesburg. So reality star Nonku Williams is arguably the biggest star to come out of the Real Housewives of Durban. Nonku, who is outspoken in nature, has become a fan favorite and is the main reason fans tune in on Fridays on Showmax. So Nonku Williams is the founder of Ashes to Beauty Winery and his business in construction. She's also a divorcee mother of three. One of her children's daughter is a late gospel star, Sifiso Ncwane. So last week it was reported that Nonku was involved romantically with legendary South African broadcaster Robert Marawa. As the report inspired, Nonku saw it fit to address these allegations, and she said in a statement, "Clearly the wine was superb, and Robert and I appreciated it. Gifted me with SMW with my Sports World memorabilia. Other than that, it was work. There is nothing to say, guys. We are just colleagues supporting each other's business," Nonku wrote on Twitter. So there's definitely nothing going on between Nonku Williams and Robert Marawa. So with that being said, can we just go straight into a breather? I need to breathe after I just told you guys all this news. I need a breather. I need to drink water. So let's go straight into that song.
falling for you. I keep falling for you. Not getting away, cause I don't want to. We miss a rainy day, bring me joy. Every day, I won't predict you. Everything I ever really wanted. Cause when I look into your eyes, I see a beautiful soul. And whenever I'm around you, got my whole world spinning round and round. And now I can't help but keep falling for you. I keep falling for you. I can't help but keep falling for you. I keep falling for you. And I can't help but keep falling for you. I keep falling for you. I can't help but keep falling for you. I keep falling for you.
Izinto ziyafeta, izinto azilungi, kodwa go get your hustle on. Obathu yanokha iminyanga idlule, kodwa go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Ngiphuma kude to give up. Impilo nzima kodwa I'm just trying to keep up. Yeah, go fight, follower, be a leader. At the end of the tunnel, beggar, your future is lit up. A life is koro, all we do is bullshit. Bopelo ke tsoko lo shebentwe as a movie. Waspana mara di bogo to ha di holy. Wapatala pa di koloto ha di movie. But then again, whatever, that's the way it goes. I can only make it if I do make it to a modilo. Into high some hot of fatty, yes, you gotta let it show. How it's and twisting down to low pay, better let it go. When I just to la pay, don't ever care who reba to barre. Trust Mudimo, this solution in Momatate. Stand tall against all Utaba Moja. Then floss cause Hale also gone. Izinto ziyafeta, izinto azilungi, kodwa go get your hustle on. Obathu yanokha iminyanga idlule, kodwa go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Izinto ziyafeta, izinto azilungi, kodwa go get your hustle on. Obathu yanokha iminyanga idlule, kodwa go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. The ladder of success, you better climb it up. Gotta secure that check, ngobin filo iraf. Ungalindi opportunity, just create it. Eba netemba, that's the only way to make it. Live your life, Fuksokola is a part of it. Go for the prize, doesn't matter just how hard it gets. Nobody cleaning some fetu uti ukalaxis. Turn nothing into something, hlanganisa noma ye. Ukuphumelela kukithi as individuals. change your hustle and turn it into a ritual. Gotta handle your business, keep going for the riches. Fag is funny every minute till your time diminish. Keep going, we tateganande. And for you to be somewhere, you gotta start somewhere. Izinto ziyabheda, izinto azilungi, kodwa go get your hustle on. Oba tuyanoki inyanga ifuni, kodwa go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, don't get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, don't get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Izinto ziyabheda, izinto azilungi, kodwa go get your hustle on. Oba tuyanoki inyanga ifuni, kodwa go get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, don't get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, don't get your hustle on. Get your hustle on, get your hustle on.
And that was Duxa with Get Your Hustle On. And before that, we played you DJ Kennedy featuring Mr. Mo with Falling For You. This is still on the move, hashtag OTM, where we take you from Melville to your world. The time right now is exactly 16:51, and my guests have finally arrived. I've been raving about you the entire show. So, ladies and gentlemen, here they are. So could you guys please introduce yourselves and what is it exactly that you do? I will start here.
Okay, cool. Hi, how are you doing? My name is Vosi. I am an account executive at BCW Global. Yeah, I'm very glad to be here, man.
Thank you.
Cool.
The rose among the friends.
So I'm Melissa, I'm from BCW Africa and I'm the financial director. And I'm very happy to be there as well.
Thank you.
So Melissa pays all of our salaries. So
Got that part. Very important.
Yes.
And then I'm Carl. I'm the co-market lead and MD of BCW Africa.
Great.
So, and we're a PR firm.
Oh, PR. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
So we're going to talk about PR today, which is so interesting. So I will start here with you. What are some of the advantages of having an in-house public relations department?
I would just say actually time, and you just know where to get somebody when you need them. I think maybe just the fact that they're in-house, I think they know everything about the business, every single level and everybody, not a lot of back and forth. Maybe that's a very big plus for them actually. Yeah. That's one I can think of now.
Yeah, no, that's good enough for me. So, what is the difference between public relations and advertising? But before you answer that, dear lady, just when I say PR, what is it exactly to a listener out there who doesn't exactly know what it is? What exactly is PR to you, lady?
Miss Finance.
Yes, Miss Finance.
Listen, I'm glad to taste this.
Just simplify it as simple as possible.
So public relations is basically the message that we put out there for our clients. Whereas advertising would be marketing or advertising a product or something for your business as well.
And I think from a PR perspective, so I think people don't give us or the industry as much credit. Ours is a lot, I wouldn't say more strategic, but it's a lot more strategic thinking goes into it, and it's a lot harder in terms of we have to actually earn coverage for our clients. Whereas advertising, you can put out a cool piece of content and just pay for that to be put out there. Whereas we've got to negotiate with the journalists and get our coverage for our clients that way. So it's a lot more strategic, a lot more based on relationships that you have with the media as well.
Sometimes it doesn't even have to be good, as long as you pay for it.
Exactly. You can put out a shoddy piece of content and pay for it and get it out there. That's not what we do, though.
Oh, okay.
It has to be good.
So why exactly do companies need PR?
Sure. So I think reputation in this day and age is so vitally important for brands to have a good reputation out there and for them to be able to connect with their audience and engage with their audience. So advertising is talking to your audience, rather PR is engaging and getting people to actually engage with the brand. So kind of traditional PR is we put out a press release, we do interviews and all that. That's cool, and that's still what we do. But how to engage with people on the social media channels? There's so many social media channels now, and that's how people are engaging with content and with brands. How do you put out really, really relevant content that gets them to engage with your brand and engage with your brand first versus a competitor?
So interesting. So let's say you put out a PR campaign. How do you exactly measure the success and the downfalls of that campaign? What exactly do you do to see if it was a success or it was not?
There's a lot. I mean, so for I would say maybe let's say for a company that does like a lot of television, perhaps. I mean, that's a good example. How many people tuned into the show? How many people are speaking about the show? You know, you get clients who are actually much more interested in the numbers, actually, the actual reach of where maybe a piece of writing that you did landed, and let's say if it landed on a city press, are we happy with that? You know, we will actually come up with like I want to find the word. We're looking for the actual publications, the number of publications that were published, and they all have a different reach. They all have a different AVE and PR, and all those things count in making a success. But I think the biggest success in PR is people talking about your brand, or if you change like a narrative in people's head from that. That's the art.
And I think to add to that, measurement is probably the biggest topic.
Yeah.
In PR as well. How do you actually measure that campaign?
Yeah.
But we always say to a client, we're not going to measure at the end. We want to right up front. What is success going to look like for this campaign? We need to establish that right up front. Is it clicks on a link? Is it people engaging on a certain topic? But what are those KPIs right up front that we work towards that? And that's what success will look like at the end. And if something's not working, let's change it up. Let's do something different. Let's reinvent what we're doing to get back to that KPI. But we need to get that KPI and that success right in the front and measure constantly, not right at the end when here's a coverage report at the end.
That's it. Yeah. It's a lot of trial and error. A lot of trial and error. But like, you know, it's a lot of experience as well that, you know, you get from getting a good PR company as well. So that's the difference.
Hi, lady. What are some of the trends, the new trends in the industry? I know that each industry evolves and grows, and there are some of the things that works and that doesn't work. What would you say are some of the trends that are currently just trending at the moment in terms of PR and are proven to be working?
She pays our salary.
So we would like to take that one.
That's okay.
I was going to ask about finance.
But I would really say, the influencer space is really amazing. I really am so passionate about it because I've never experienced a situation where now we have so many outlets to tell stories. That's my favorite. Like, I really enjoy that. And another trend that I think is very interesting is live podcasts with video. I'm enjoying that so much as well. So we love getting our brands in those spaces. What about you, Carl?
I think you're right. It's how everything's evolved, and obviously we're moving to digital, but then COVID kind of just ramped that up completely. So yeah, absolutely. It's gone are the days of the boring press release and all of that. It's now how do we embrace this digital world fully and get content out there in short video formats rather than writing lots of content. So yeah, that completely and the influencer space and authentic content as well, rather than brands just punting stuff at you. It's how do you engage the audience authentically?
So interesting. Finance. How much should I get paid a month?
You want me to get fired?
Okay, just to conclude, what would you say to someone who's interested in PR? What kind of personality traits must they have, even at school? What kind of subjects must they take to just make it in the PR?
So for me, it's someone who wants to ask a lot of questions, someone who's always kind of intrigued by things, someone who's a hard worker. I've read lots of articles where PR is literally in the top 10 of the most stressful jobs in the world. So someone that's willing to be on their toes all day, every day. Obviously knows this. I mean, You can be doing a campaign for the client that's serious about banking here, but then on 10 minutes later, you're doing something on about cartoons and kind of promoting that. So I think it's someone who's very willing to learn, someone who's going to be pushed very hard. It's a stressful environment, so someone who can manage that stress.
Someone who's looking for challenges.
And dealing with lots of different personalities from the client perspective, with internally as well, with the media influences, all of that. So that's
a very big tip on things I wish I knew then would be if maybe you're unemployed or you're just looking to get some experience. I would say maybe do your own what would I have done on your like mock campaigns or mock ideas of what you would have done differently. And you just never know, you'll find yourself in a situation where you're speaking to somebody, they might believe in you. And because that's my story, someone just believed in me and they were just like, okay, but you just never know what space you'll find yourself in. Just be ready for that conversation actually. So that's a big tip for me. Yeah.
This is why we employ.
Wow. Thank you so much. But before I conclude, ladies to say something, even if she motivates the listeners at home, just to end it on a very high note, anything that you have for the listeners and watchers out there.
I would say working in a PR environment is really challenging, like what Carl said. But by the end of the day, it's the colleagues that you work with that makes the environment and makes your job successful by the end of the day.
Absolutely. Oh, very high. Thank you so much for coming through. I learned a lot myself, so I really appreciate it. The time is exactly 16:02 right here on The Move. We're gonna go straight into song, and we're gonna come back with more interviews.
Kati tshela mina nkulunkulu sekumele ngize ngenze njani? Sekumele ngize ngenze njani? Sekumele ngize ngenze njani mina? Ukuze ngithole impilo engcono. Ngiyaguqa ngedolo ngithandaza. Ngiyathandaza mina. Okhokho nabo ngiyabacela. Kodwa inhlupheko la ekhaya sikho isishimo esishintshile la ekhaya. Inhlupheko isafana.
Bula oshaya amathambo ushisa nempepe ubiza bokhokho mina kudala ngihamba ngehla ngenyuke ngijampa imifula ngidla amahlathi ngikhwela izintaba inkosi yami ngincede zitha zami zingigwaza ngameva mina ngishoda ngamandla ngishoda ngamandla ngabe ngiyabuka ngiyahamba ngishoda ngamandla ngishoda ngamandla umoya uyakhuluma ufile gazini ngiyavuma khuluma bakithi ngicela ngingeke ngcono bangiqede ngithi bayede jo ngithi bayede jo ngithi bayede umoya uyakhuluma bathi nginkinga jo ngilethela abaphansi inkinga bathi nginkinga jo ngilethela abaphansi inkinga ngifele njwale ngithi bayede inkinga zingithwele ngifele njwale ngithi bayede inkinga zingithwele umoya uyakhuluma Pula Oshaya matambu shisa nempepe Ubiza bokoko Mina kudala ngihamba ngehla ngenyuke Ngijampi imifula ngudla amahlathi ngikhwela izindaba Unkosi yami ngincede zitha zami sengikwaza ngameva Mina ngishoda ngamandla ngishoda ngamandla ngabe ngiyabuka ngiyahamba ngishoda ngamandla ngishoda ngamandla mina ngiyafunga ngiyakumela ngizoziphatha njengensizwa ngizoba indoda ngempela ngiyathembisa mina ngiyakhala hlozi lakithi khuluma nami musuku ngifulathela izetha zami ziyangihleka wena uhlekisa ngami obheke nje ugila imikhubu ngiqeda nomoya amandla wasekho nyanyanyo khona manje ngikhumbula ugogo mambo yesa makethi kimi ngaphinda futhi ngiyakutshela ungathi angizange ngikukhuze sala kutshelo sibona ngomopho ngihlale phansi nogogo sidle izinkobe ngithanda uphuthu nobhontshisi futhi ngithande namasi uphuthu nobhontshisi futhi ngithande namasi Pula Oshaya matambu shisa nempepe Ubiza bokoko Mina kudala ngihamba ngehla ngenyuke Ngijampi imifula ngudla amahlathi ngikhwela izindaba Unkosi yami ngincede zitha zami sengikwaza ngameva Mina ngishoda ngamandla ngishoda ngamandla ngabe ngiyabuka ngiyahamba ngishoda ngamandla ngishoda ngamandla
And that was Mr. Double with Umoya Uyakhuluma. This is still on the move. Hashtag OTM. Well, obviously, we take you here from Melville to your world. The time is exactly 16:08. And my beautiful, drop that gorgeous guest are here. We're going to talk about the Elon Musk saga. I don't know if you call it saga or debacle or whatever it is. But whatever it is that I So before we go anywhere, could you please introduce yourselves and what you do?
Hello, my name is Nolo Enele from BCW Africa. I'm a public relations intern.
Hi, my name is Tabisile or Tabs, and I also work at BCW as a PR intern.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're gonna go straight into it. So following Elon Musk's takeover, Twitter's leadership is likely for a shakeup, I think. So do you foresee a great future for Twitter after all this debacle or saga or whatever it is?
Well, I do, considering that Elon is a very powerful man.
Yeah.
He has the resources, he has the money to grow Twitter. Although many people had said that Twitter would maybe fall down or wouldn't do so well, I feel like with the influence that he has, the resources, the connections that he has, it has the potential to actually make it big. And yeah.
Well, I feel different.
I love opposing ideas.
You know, when I first saw on the news that Elon Musk bought Twitter, I was like, what? I was one of those people who were shocked, and just a lot of things were running through my mind. But I feel like when I think of Elon Musk, I think of Kanye. I put him in the same category.
Kanye West.
Yeah, even though they speak their minds, but they tend to be very controversial.
Yeah.
So it does get scary. It is a scary feeling, to think about, where is Twitter going to go to? Is there any, what's going to happen in the future? Are people going to be able to say whatever they want to say? What's the censorship going to look like? Is he going to block some accounts and stuff like that? So it's going to be interesting to see. Crossing my fingers. Yeah.
Fingers
hoping
crossed
for
indeed.
a beautiful future, but maybe I should give him a chance, considering, he's harmful and he has a reputation for being a good businessman. So
he really does. Yeah.
But I also do get what Tabi is saying in terms of being controversial. I remember seeing a tweet from him saying that now that I bought Twitter, I'm gonna delete it. I feel like, what does it say?
Was it real though? Was it like a real tweet, these days?
Or maybe it was fake news.
Yeah,
but I mean,
that's the other thing. What are the guidelines? Like, is it gonna be out of control now that he's owning it? So we are going to see.
Just gonna have to wait and see and cross our fingers for just everything to go well. Right?
Yeah.
With this takeover, what does it really mean for trips? Is it gonna affect them at all?
I don't really think so.
Yeah.
Because people tweet anyway.
Yeah.
They don't care who the leader is. As long as the app is there and people are able to tweet, share news, trends. Yeah, like not so many people really truly do care about the behind the scenes of it.
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm thinking is, since he said that he's gonna reinstate Donald Trump's account, I'm just thinking there are many more accounts that were like Donald Trump, posting insane things. Are they also gonna be reinstated? Which brings me back to my question. Are there going to be guidelines? Because we all know social media is free. Everyone is free to say whatever they want to say. So what's going to happen? It's scary. For me.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to wait and see, I suppose. So you said that Mr. Elon Musk is a very, very busy man, billionaire.
Yes.
And he's got businesses all over. He's got his hands in a lot of businesses. So do you think he's gonna come to run Twitter himself, or he's just gonna employ someone to do it for him?
I think he'd employ someone to do it for him, considering that he's very busy. And especially Jack, the previous owner of Twitter, I feel like he is more knowledge. He has more knowledge on it because he's owned it for so long, for so many years. He knows the market more than Elon could possibly. And so I think he could co-own it with him. Yeah.
I would see Elon Musk continuing to tweet for himself, handle, because even though he's powerful and he has money and whatnot, and he's a busy guy, but don't you think he gets bored? Like, what was the first reason for him to post in the beginning, even before he owned Twitter? He was already a billionaire, so it means he has time in his hands to continue doing it. So I can see him continuing to run it by himself, doing whatever he likes. Like, that's just the kind of guy that I imagine in my mind, the type of guy who does things for himself, by himself. So yeah.
In conclusion, what is it that you would love, like a change that you'd love to see on Twitter? Anything at all that you say, okay, this is not working and let it be changed this way.
Can I go first?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I remember him saying when he owns Twitter, he's gonna add the edit button. So I would love to see that actually. I want to see how it's gonna be, once. It's kind of crazy, but it's what makes Twitter different from Facebook. The fact that you tweet those short words, 140 characters, and then there's no going back. So it's gonna be cool to see.
I think pretty much the same thing. I'm not a Twitter user, so
Like myself, I'm also not. I'm so not fazed by all of this.
Yeah,
but as you continue.
Weirdly enough, even though I don't tweet stuff, but I go and I look at people's tweets, what's trending. I like to do that. It's very informative to see what people are saying on a specific topic, whether it's Minnie Dlamini, whether it's Elon Musk, it's interesting.
Yeah. But I also feel like it's also like just very controversial.
Yeah.
Like it's so many opinions.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really know which one to go with,
And there's a lot of shade as
it's
well.
a lot of shade.
Yeah. Black Twitter.
Black
Black Twitter.
I'm not even ready to be on Twitter.
Dude.
So thank you so much for your insights. I really, really, really appreciate it, ladies. And stay gorgeous.
Thank you. You too. You are slaying out here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Time right now, it's 4:15. I believe we're gonna go to a song and we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the Bolt crisis.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
A young boy, you cool and look shitty with no role models. Not even anyone could show morals. 4 months old, English, he says he independent. All on the road, I want by parents. Yeah, turn up and let's be responsible while we do it. The smile and the look in their eyes when I buy them new kids. Like Wanye Morris and the rest of the bros. Family over everything till the end of the road. Somebody tell him it's over, it's over, it's over for my enemies. Tell him it's over. Tell them it's over, they keep on waiting on their energy. From a son to a mama, this got me thinking my mama Unkulisile to be the man I am, took me away from the drama. Namhlanje I'm a better man. Namhlanje umzansi wonke treats me like a veteran. Bengisogola, yeah I knew kodwa uNkulunkulu had a better plan. Kokudlula ubambelela ngesikhathi seyinkinga makuphela amaqhinga. Just keep your hopes high. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on. Pay attention to everything that's around you. Ubega bangane scheming without you won't even count you. Ebusweni pretend on your back they talking about you. But busy but beyond their plans won't even pronounce you. Hey, all you need to do Uktembo phezulu Mabajapa nukuthembilitshe nokuthemba umuntu. Focus awikusasa lakho how to make it better. Wake up from your ashes clever. You need to get it together. Kube kuye phambili no other alternative. Impilo engcono is what we tryna live. Sifuna lo mnotho and that's just how it is. And sipusha non-stop, doing it for the kids. Just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on. Akukho kudlula ukubambelela ngesikhathi seyinkinga makuphela amaqhinga. Just keep your hopes high. Gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on. Akukho kudlula ukubambelela ngesikhathi seyinkinga makuphela amaqhinga. Just keep your hopes high. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on holding on. You gotta keep on keeping on. Just keep on keeping on.
When you spend your money, make sure you get funny. Don't wait for nobody, make it now. Girlfriend, friends, you see your Caesar. I I keep on praying for my sister. I make you praying for my brother. I feel so proud when I make you fly. Don't take me down. Yeah. Fly, fly, fly. Make a head and don't take you down. Yeah. Fly, fly, fly. Nobody can take you down. There's my sister. Yeah. There's my brother. May life easy. Yeah. Pray to the Father. Fly, fly, fly. If they take you down. Fly, fly, fly. If they take you down, you gon' make it.
I wanna mean and the temper gonna ban. If you don't know, there is not any money, bonnie one. Man, I work so. Ni one money. Enough money. Some sell a soul for the money. A man I work for the money. Gorishia kondo batu vanga batu sane. Basoko wisana jakondo riba fusane. Namusi abani divini babone kausane. Bani chiva namusi bati sola kausane. And then it's only there nobody. Man I work and I beg nobody. Spread love, make we help somebody. They go be somebody, we no hit nobody.
There's my sister. There's my brother. May life easy. Pray to the Father. Fly, 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 if they take you down. Fly, 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 if they take you down. You gon' make it. They say love is easy. Yeah. Go ask Mr. Easy. Yeah. They say sky's the limit. Ooh, you gon' make it if you believe. They wanna take you down, let you down. They wanna make sure you don't even fly. They wanna make sure you don't make me laugh. Don't let them fade your life to die. Set yourself to the Holy Ghost fire. Your destiny gon' show them colors. Oh Lord, please don't make them tire. Make them fire. Don't let them down. There's my sister. There's my brother. May life easy. Pray to the Father. Fly, 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 if they take you down. Fly, 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 if they take you down. You gon' make it.
Some sell a soul for the money.
love me when you barely know me? So don't be. How do you love me when you barely know me? So don't be. We are how do you love me when you barely know me? So don't be. We are
Omaye kuzime mhlabe baphelo tate bethu baphelo tate bethu kanti masala ubelise kuzime mhlabe diba kanti masala Bamjangula, bamshaya, bambulala, bamshisa kanti kwezakalani baba kulelizwe bamjangula, bamshaya, bambulala, bamshisa kanti kwezakalani baba kulelizwe. It's stop, stop killing our girls. It's stop, stop killing our girls. Uswagaluntongonosa kithi emnyango usabe nokufula kulelizwe hoba phela abantu babantu saphela isizwe sethu hoba lenga ngani abantu asibona laba bantu Mabathi mena trends yakala get you feeling Bakbeka kwenzakalani right in front of our eyes Umbulelo karamo Chaba sarantu riakai Bandali shwiladi pilu I'm shy, oh, stop killing our kids. Oh, it is stop killing our kids.
Sakalisi yapelimizi we baba intubu nezothweso mama ikaze kuchwa ngo baba sekhathele sewanele baba hayi ngathi kwenzakalane hayi kulelizwe
Musumtusa mfowethu musumtusa umtshise ngebele kanti kwenzakalani abukulelizwe
Musuku mchisa mfwe Musuku mhluku mezo mchise ngebele Kanti kwenzakalani Awukulelile
Awumithi yeyi wendoda Awumithi yeyi wendoda Awumithi uyasiphotha Awusingabantu besilisa Yeyi wendoda Awumithi yeyi wendoda Awumithi uyasiphotha Awusingabantu besilisa
It is stop, oh stop, stop killing our kids. Oh, Katiba Sagala. Oh, it is stop killing our kids. Katiba Sagala. It is stop killing our kids. Oh, Katiba Sagala. It is
And you are live, large, and very much in charge. This is still your afternoon drive show on the move. Hashtag OTM, where we take you from Melville to your world. The time now it's exactly 16:34 on the dot. And my beautiful, gorgeous woman have finally arrived for the last installment of our interviews for the day. So would you kindly introduce yourselves and tell me exactly what it is that you do?
I'm Vicky. I work with W Africa. I'm an admin assistant and a helper.
Interesting.
I'm Lynn. I'm a business director. I work with clients, all sorts of clients.
Last but not least,
I'm Zegele. I'm the financial analyst at the same company where they work. And they are my clients basically.
Oh yes, you go girl.
That's right.
So we're here to talk about the Bolt crisis or the Bolt debacle as it is. I'll start with you. So I'm sure you're quite aware of what's happening with regards to the Bolts and the challenges that they're facing currently. What do you think is the solution for the problem?
The solution is maybe we can do something to assist them. To assist our Africa, because everywhere the nation, we have bad things happening. We have, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think Bolt is another for us. It's a safe transport for us, and it's more affordable.
True.
Yes.
ID. What do you think is the solution for the problem?
The Bolt's problem?
Yes.
Better vetting of drivers.
Yeah.
Putting real commitment behind protecting passengers, being accountable as the company for what happens in their cars.
Short and sweet as it is. Yes.
It's exactly what you just said, but I believe that if they do not show any improvement, we should just cut them off. Yeah, their licenses should be taken, the company closed down.
Yeah. Do you think they are doing enough to solve the problem? Bolt, that is. You can go first.
Oh, so, okay, I was going to say, are you directing your question at somebody specific?
Yes, I was, but you can go first.
To be honest, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the industry to know exactly what they're doing. But I do think that the responsibility is theirs,
Yeah.
and they do need to hold people accountable, and they themselves are accountable for what happens in their vehicles. So they have to ensure that the vehicles are good, that the drivers are good, and the passengers are safe.
Exactly. Yeah, and the other thing is, especially since they're providing, I would say, the private service,
yes,
as compared to the normal public transport that we have. So they should have better resources to
Yeah.
take care of their passengers, of
Absolutely.
which is not happening from the stories that we're hearing.
Mm.
So, as a private institution, they should be more accountable. They should have more resources. That's my stand. Yeah.
You lady over here, could you please share us some of your experiences in a Bolt? Or were you ever in a Bolt? And what were some of the things that you went through, or was just the perfect ride for you?
Normally I use Bolt every time of my life, every weekend when I go to the mall.
Yeah.
Only one driver irritated me. Only one driver irritated me because he never wanted to open the boot so that we can put our groceries, our stuff. He just said, "No, you have to carry your stuff." I said, "Just go. I don't care about you. I can use another option. So you are not only the driver here." That was it. I think, and they have to adjust their behavior because their behavior is unfair. That's it.
And the experiences in a Bolt? Have you ever been in one?
I've never been in a Bolt. And what I know is what I've heard, so it may not necessarily be the full truth.
Yeah. Can you just share some of the stories that you've heard?
I've heard stories about people being accosted, people being assaulted. One man was burnt some time ago. I remember that quite clearly. I wouldn't advise my children to use Bolt. And again, I go back to what my position is. The company is ultimately accountable and they need to do something.
Do you feel safe in a Bolt?
I've never used Bolt. I've used other companies. I feel safe, but knowing what other people have experienced, I go in there expecting, like, not necessarily expecting, but alert, like anything could happen. Anything could happen, so I must be wide awake. Even though sometimes it's very difficult because when you book this transport, when you had a good night out.
Yes, you were intoxicated. Yeah.
So all you want is just to get home, and you don't have the strength to be, or not alert enough to be looking around and checking where you're going. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. If something is not safe and it's a private institution, the private entity, the government must come in and help us.
Yeah. So in closing, your last words to just direct it to Bolt, the company itself. What do you have to say to them? As someone who's been in a Bolt before and you've experienced some of the challenges that were not really up to what you expected, what would you say to them?
What will I say is they have to put their customers first, and they have to put their safety. That's
First.
it.
What would you say to them? Look at them, they're watching you right there.
Okay, Bolt. Seeing that there are people who are relying on you because you are the cheaper means of transport for them, I humbly request that you please look into your drivers. Like my colleague has already mentioned, a better vetting of your drivers. And if you do hear stories from your passengers, can you please investigate and make sure that those drivers are taken off? Even if not necessarily the driver, but even the car that was used, it must also be taken off. That's what I'm saying. Please, otherwise I will run a campaign where we'll definitely get you off the road.
Oh yes. I'm sure they heard loud and clear. That was a huge statement. Thank you so much for coming through. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you a million times.
Pleasure.
And the time right now is 16:41. We're gonna go straight into a song, and we're gonna come back and wrap it up.
Oh, you done?
Yes.
Yo, you mad toxic, like, you keep acting like this, I'm gonna have to move on to a new joint. Flapper's voice.
Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn. See, I'm coming from the trenches. Any other day I could get picked up. And if I move on, that's because you got me pissed off. I only share my secrets with my demons. And if a nigga run up, then my clothes you start to squeezing. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn. Once I walked up in the party, got you dancing on me. Man, this song gon' be long if you feeling lonely. Hope you listen to my song so you think you know me. You could pick out what you want, cause them drinks is on me. Matter of fact, let's go party on the weekend. Baby girl, your body looking like a Cuban. Baby, you don't answer calls, what you doing? Baby, you don't answer calls, what you doing? It's the way you move your body, got me curious. These bitches, they be broke, so they envious. You ride it like Fast and the Furious. Your head game so stupid, I'm delirious. Baby, are you serious? Where was you when I was just tearing up? Fuck you so good, make you yell out go. Heard you try to play me, baby, that's a no. It's the way you move your body, got me curious. These bitches, they be broke, so they envious. You ride it like Fast and the Furious. Your head game so stupid, I'm delirious. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn. See, I'm coming from the trenches. Any other day I could get picked up. And if I move on, that's because you got me pissed off. I only share my secrets with my demons. And if a nigga run up, then my clothes you start to squeezing. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn. Move on to a new joint. See, I could find another bitch to have my newborn.
And it's literally 16:43 on the dot. It is the 13th of May, 2022. What a jam-packed show we had today. Such stellar interviews, and I appreciate each and every guest that came here today because I've learned quite a lot from each and every one of them, especially the first guys. The PR guys were absolutely my favorites. But all of you guys were my favorites. I'm not discriminating. Just the PR guys. Soft spot here in my heart. And we're gonna end this show on a very high note like we always do. And our cherry on top of the day is sometimes we're gonna have bad days, but we must continue to work to be great. Keep smiling. It looks beautiful on you. And it does. I will read that one more time, and it says sometimes we're gonna have a bad day, but we must continue to work to be great. Keep smiling. It looks beautiful on you. Oh, yes, it does. And that is it for the Friday edition of On The Move. We're going to catch you again on Monday from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. Happy Friday. Love and light. Bye.
Fede senza Wemalambane Revidu bane Utiganda Cheers Fede senza Wemalambane Clever skate plan Revidu bane Josie Fastan Utiganda Vatrana Fede senza Fede Oi Awe Oi Fede Oi I'm busy ride, gon' be the top. Let my hater, they want me to flop, yeah. So my band now nickname Buck. So real, I don't really give a fuck, yeah. Sticking knife from Swan, me na beef. Chill chief, ngawang baba all week, maybe a man to this bar, man, she hum to. Lazy Bantula when I come through. Son Batula if you pop to. We'll leave you where you are if you act brand new. Sim 90s, turning you go. Uzamutlanganisi pepper njenge pugu. See, she said too much, telling Dugu. See, she said too much, telling Dugu. Telling Dugu. See, she said too much, telling Dugu. With my lamban, clever skate plan. Repeat Dubai, Jolie Fastan. Utiganja, Vatrana. Fede. Oi.
fede. Oi, oi, oi.
Awe.
Oi.
Fede, fede, fede. Heel swag, funked up, so made up. Hey nah, je stoot ho op. Tot son af, son op. Hola, 765 fresh pop. Seeker the system straight to the top. Niks snacks, geen kakasi flop. Hola, hops. Old school 16 feet to the block. Nickname dog. Get in the groove. Tap it on the boost. Get in the groove. Tap it on the boost. Radi boosa. Kuze. Umama anku. Face plancha, shield, hilda, kusha. Banda. Whoop. Cha. Traffic up. Icho. Kema bank mark it's mark fast. How puff and pass. Make sure they get it. Not the first chance. Ain't let when ugena ganja.
With my lamban.
Never skate plan.
Repeat Dubai.
Josie Pastan.
Putty ganja.
Wakanda.
Center.
Fede.
Oi.
Awe.
Oi.
Fede.
Oi.
Awe.
Oi.
Fede.
With my lamban.
Never skate plan.
Repeat Dubai.
Josie Pastan.
Putty ganja.
Wakanda.
Center.
Fede.
Oi.
Awe.
Oi.
Fede.
Oi.
Awe.
Oi.
Fede.
Oi lambane. Oi Dubai. Oi ganja. Oi.
Awe.
Fede Senza.
Fede.